using the parlays against one another, right, and being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you use, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Oh, wow. It is game time decisions. It's a Saturday. We're making it happen here. And we've got Dave Sharapan in the fold. Consig, very happy to have you because we have a lot to get to. I want to start here before I forget, though. The Indiana Fever grabbed their first win yesterday. I know you said that, certainly in the past, WNBA handle, not a lot. I certainly know it's elevated this year. You've told us there's a lot more conversation around it. That team is 1-5.
Yeah.
They've covered 4 straight games. I am curious, and are books getting burnt on the Fever, or the only people betting these games big are people who are trying to fade Caitlin, and they're actually getting smashed around a little bit because despite the bad record, they've covered 4 in a row.
I would guess the books are fine. You just kind of manage the position. But it's good to have action. So I think it'll catch up. It'll catch up. There's probably people that are automatic fading. Those people. They bet the don't pass line on the craps table. They just adamantly believe what they believe. That's fine. Speaking of the Fever, they're in Vegas tonight. There's a gigantic there's a little buzz around town about, I thought tickets might be a little more readily accessible, available, trying to take the kids down there to watch a basketball game. 16-point spread and tough to get tickets. It's not a good parlay, Kevin.
I really like that one. I like that a lot. It's hard. It's hard. That's that Miles Turner action there. I'm losing value. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute now. This isn't adding up. I'm on the over in that game.
I
you want some
line,
juice?
And I said, maybe, if it's not competitive, maybe the tickets will be easier, right? Usually blowouts, tickets are available. This place is T-Mobile's going to be packed, sold out.
Rightfully so. She's the biggest star in the league.
No question.
People still don't seem to really, there's no debating that. It's like a fact. It's not even an opinion. It's not like, it's a very clear thing. I think the W stuff's going to be fun today. And look, man, a lot of these games are on TV. It's a 1 o'clock CBS game, NBA TV for the Aces and the Fever. You got CBS Sports Network for that Sky Sun game. So there's a lot of good stuff there with the W, man. And it's been a fun sport to follow. It's been a fun sport to bet so far. And I'm interested. Today I did this, and I'll run through it again in case you're just joining us here at the top. I decided to bet all 5 games, though. Never head over skis, never force, right? But I wanted to be in the mix, so I'll just kind of run through these for the people. Aces Fever over the 173. Connecticut Sun team total under 82.5. We're taking the Wings plus the 3. We're going to take Brianna Stewart over the 21.5 points. And we're going to take Skylar Diggins-Smith over the 5.5 assists. So we're in the fold here, all 5 games on the W today, Consig.
This is good news. This is why I was very excited when Samuel reached out, said you get to talk to Kevin on Saturday. Yes, absolutely. I got to hear what he likes, because full card all day, 10 a.m. start for the first game. Last game is at 7 o'clock at night. And it's Phoenix and Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, Kevin, what do you think? I mean, what do you think? What do you think about this lid? You like that old school math?
It's really nice. It's really nice. Now, is it an accompanying shirt or is it just a good color combo? What's the shirt?
The shirt's a surprise for you. This is
oh, wow. That's good work today. No, it's good work.
WrestleMania.
It's good work. It's good work. It looks nice.
Royal blue. Wrestling
Mavs.
fan. You know.
Look. Here's what you and I actually did get to talk Thursday, but we kind of knew the narrative going into Friday's game.
Right.
Dallas was easy, right?
Yeah.
Quote, respect. Game 1, Game 7 trends.
Yep.
But if that was easy, I don't even know why they were going to play Game 2. Minnesota.
Oh, my.
And I was like, hey, Dave, is that how this stuff works? And a 12-point halftime lead. Hope you got in, got out. Went to sleep. Because if you stuck around long enough, the cover wasn't there for you. And your money line parlays got burnt up. And it's a 2-0 Mavs lead. And no team in the history of the conference finals has started 2-0 on the road and lost the series. So,
wow.
Well,
so, okay, knowing that now, I guess you can cancel out the Minnesota side of the exactas. NBA championship exactas are all, being shopped around. We're doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
This book continues to put it up and just doesn't believe in the Dallas side. So we've been picking off a couple different items and putting it with the hockey, because the hockey's been unbelievable. I mean, you want to talk about
we'll get
to that in the next segment. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. But Luka, what a dagger last night. And
yes, sir.
I watched it 10 times, at least 10 times. I don't know if there was 2 carries in the crossovers. It doesn't matter. He had Gobert on skates. I mean,
sure did.
Literally. Couldn't block the shot. And then, I don't know, I saw the post game and he said, I blacked out. I don't even know what I said after he said that. I could picture you at some point on some court in some league hitting one of those threes and doing one of those. I knew you would have a story.
It was college intramural basketball. Drove the lane and won. And I stared down the ref who called the foul in my favor. Now, it's intramural, so the ref was actually like a kid I knew. And after I went, oh, my bad. I don't know why I stared you down. Appreciate the call. Let's get to the line and count our pennies here. That's on me. But I don't know. Somebody had to get it. The N1 wasn't enough. Oh, come on now. Oh, come on now. Come on. I'm not sure that why was the rim even there? Why was the rim even there? Okay. Listen, it had to go. But so listen, sometimes you do space. Now I'll say this. And I love Luka. He's lying. He knows exactly what he said word for word. And that's okay. All right? And that's okay. When I was talking kind of recap here a little bit of the series, because the one thing is I love a buy low, and I love to let people know when they're overreacting.
Yeah.
This is a 2-0 lead in a series where the difference now is 4 total points.
Uh-huh.
Here's the problem. The games were in Minnesota. If the games were in Dallas, then I would, hey man, that Minnesota number's crazy. People are counting this team out. It's that you lost the game where you got 6 threes out of Jaden McDaniels. You lost the game where you had 7 threes out of Naz Reid. So even if your stars are going to be better, which is bankable, I kind of think Minnesota will win the third game. Good offensive game. Maybe get an all-team total in the mix. We're going to look around. But they now have to go out there and win 2 in Dallas, and I know they've got a good road record. Dallas hasn't lost back-to-back games yet this postseason, Dave.
Right. That's
so.
You see the line
it's
for
just
game 3?
situationally problematic.
The line is only 3. The line is only 3.
Yeah. Why won't they move this total? See, I'm going to get on that Minnesota team total. That's what I'm going to do. I'll be there for the Minnesota team total, and what's that? 208.5, 203, 102? What are we getting? 102.5 we're paying?
Probably 100,
103.5.
103.5 is probably Dallas. And 100 for
103.5 is the Minnesota number. 103.5, because we have 208.5 for a total. Why won't they move this thing?
Okay, 208. Yeah. So
why won't they move this total?
Not doing it.
They just interesting.
Just adamant.
They did move a total. They did move a total a little bit. 5.5 tonight. We'll talk Western Conference Finals. That's next. Using the parlays against one another, right, and being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you use, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
Sort
Night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, back right here, game time decisions. And we got to take a look now at the series between Dallas and Edmonton. And let's talk total. Total's more interesting to me than side.
Oh.
I don't know. You see it a mile away. Oh, Dallas won't lose again. Jump the number. That's all it is. If you think they, if you want to bet Edmonton, you can. It probably is stars. Are you getting a great number? You could argue that this is what maybe the number should have been in game 1. People probably will because they don't love Edmonton. It's fine. Side is whatever. 6.5's game 1. Bet down. 5.5 minus 140. Now we're here. 5.5 minus 128. 5.5 is the number instead of 6 or 6.5.
Yep.
So what do you make of this total here? Game lands 5, 2-2 overtime, double overtime.
I think you saw everything that Edmonton wanted to do and did in game 1. They got the win. I think you see the same type of game. That's the only way Edmonton, I think, is going to win. And 5 is, it's the most common number. That's what it keeps falling 5. So first lean is under, K-Dub. I know it doesn't have juice in that situation, but I don't know. It's Dallas. Dallas, I don't want to say not that they were dictated pace of play and style of play and all that in game 1, but Edmonton controlled the game. And this is unusual for Edmonton to control the game in a defensive style with Skinner making the stops that he had to make. Dallas scored late. I don't think Dallas can change what they're doing either. I think this is what sometimes I'd say it in the book. This is soccer on ice. Low scoring, minimal power play chances, low shots on goal. Shots on goal prop under both teams. Did they have even 20 at last game? Well, with the overtime, I think they each got to 20, but low scoring game.
Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong, but Dallas is an offensive team. I was told that Skinner could be in for a nightmare, and Dallas might be able to contain Edmonton because Ottinger. I still think there's going to be a crazy game in this series. So if we're going to now use the 5.5 number as the number, right, I might be done betting 5.5, 6. I'll play the crazy 7.5 and hope to hit one of those before we're done. But there's a bet here. It's a special, Dave, and I'm curious where you land on this because I'm tempted. 4 goals in every game of this series. 4+.
4 goals combined.
Yeah. So over 3.5 in every game in this series is a winner.
Okay.
Plus 144.
Wow. I wouldn't worry about getting a shutout from Edmonton. A shutout's going to beat you, right? That's the only thing that beats you in that situation. So
here's my just again from the conversations. Tonight's over 3.5 is minus 720.
Wow.
Now, I've been told we get back to Edmonton, things open up. So now it doesn't mean that's a guarantee, but the thought process for people is if a 720 hits tonight, by the time we get to game 5, we're going to be alive.
Yeah. I would think so. You're not getting. I'm highly surprised to get a shutout in Edmonton.
I guess kind of here's my deal, right? We had 5 goals put up on the board in game 1 with a scoreless first period.
Right.
Edmonton. How about this? We had 5 goals put up. Edmonton only scored in 1 period of the game. See, I get what you're saying, but I almost feel like we had the low scoring game. Again, not that it'll be the only under, but. You would say more? See, it's tough. I don't know how many. Let's just say the series goes 6, Dave. So 3-3, right?
Yep.
5.5 goes what in this series? 500? Or more unders than overs? If we play 6 games, what do you think the result is on 5.5?
So you can bet that right now. You said plus 140.
144.
Okay.
Did you do minus 720 in a parlay calculator?
I just multiplied out minus 700 in a parlay calculator 4 times. Say we get so that because you got 1 game in, it doesn't count. You would be betting 5 more games. Say it goes 6.
Okay.
Wow. It comes out that you're laying minus 107 if you do it minus 705 times in a parlay. So that's a pretty good price. And I think the only thing that beats you, K-Dub, is a shutout. I mean, I think you get 3-1 is the worst that can happen in that situation. It's so hard to get a shutout in the playoffs. I mean, it does happen once in a while, but I think it's more likely to happen in the Eastern Conference Final, and it already did.
Right. I mean, I think we've only seen 2 shutouts in the playoffs so far. Now, one of them did include Edmonton, which is hilarious. But
right.
But still, like,
yeah, that's a good bet.
Again,
I mean, that's a good bet for a boost. I like when you do this. You put this out there, and then you send me on a mission. We hang up. I hang up. I get off the phone. I start opening all my apps. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I say, "I talked to Kevin. He gave me this bet. We talked about it, and it ain't available in Vegas." I get frustrated, but that's not a bad one for the people. I mean, that is one for the people. That gives you action throughout the whole series. It has juice.
Right.
Everything you talk about, everything you believe in. Something that I like that.
But but here's the thing, right? If it loses tonight, who cares? All right, we'll hit the break. We'll come right back. We're live here on SportsGrid. Using the parlays against one another, right, and being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, we're live right here. It's Game Time Decisions, and I'm going to be a tick selfish. I'd like to talk something out with Dave Sharapan. We haven't talked any Celtics Pacers tonight. Now, how applicable this will be to the people, it depends if you got in the mix. But, Dave, you were here on the opening night of the Eastern Conference Finals as we went through a Tyrese Haliburton over 8.2 assists per game bet as a series average. Injury pops up. We go to the fine print. Admittedly, print that I had not read before. Now, ultimately, it's very simple. In order for these conference or for series per game bets to stand, they must play 3 games, which is, by the way,
fair.
Totally fine. Okay?
Yeah, fair.
Now, what that means is my Haliburton bet, potentially you out there, the people as well, is void. However, it is currently sitting as a win. 10 assists, 8 assists. We're at 9 total dimes per game. But Tyrese Haliburton's availability is all up in the air. And I've seen that Woj has said it's a, quote, real concern, his availability for the remainder of the Eastern Conference Finals. He's going to do everything he can, but what type of impact would he have? I don't know, Dave, what to root on, and I don't know then if there's anything I can do to save myself and attempt to save the people. Because if Haliburton doesn't play another game, it's void. Money goes back. It's a bit of a shame because it looks like we had a good one, but it's done. If he plays, all right, we've clicked the third game box, but now, what if he only plays 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Because he can't do any more. I don't really know what to root for. I'm not really sure what my move is as we sit here right now heading into this third game.
I don't know what your move is either. This is almost like rooting for a rain out when you're holding the total play in a baseball game. You're hoping it rains to get the bet back and not have to worry about the sweat because you already, you have under in a game that's already over the total in the 5th and it's in a rain delay. I mean, do you think you're toast if he plays? I don't think you're dead. I don't know.
So if he gives 7 assists, if he plays tonight and has 7 assists,
okay,
we're at 8.3 a night. That's a win. That's a win, right?
Right.
Under 6.5 alt is posted right now at plus 200. Here's the problem.
7.
We play that plus 200. He plays tonight, gets 7, and then plays in game 4. Guess what?
Lose.
We're done. We now need a win. We've taken out how much we would win. I don't think there's anything I can really do. I don't know if I'm off. I don't think there's really anything I can do, Dave.
Half a unit on the under at 2-1 tonight, just in case. That's all. I don't know how hurt he is. I don't know how hurt he is.
Now, if you want my remove every,
you have a medical opinion?
I think he's cooked. I think he's cooked.
Okay.
Which is even more concerning, though, because guess what happens? When you get into a conference finals or a finals, you do dumb things. And look what OG did against Indiana in Game 7.
Right. Yeah.
Legitimately, his movement out there looked no different than what I would have been able to give him.
Right.
Couldn't move. I think this is what I'm rooting on, and it's a shame for a bet that looked clean. I think he sits Game 3, and if they steal it, it's like, hey, maybe you could play Game 5.
Right.
So we're all good here. And if they lose, it's like, hey, brother, we're down 3-0. Let's not do anything stupid. I think he's done.
I'm watching the board move right now. The board is moving, and they're taking the Pacers. All the 7.5s are gone. Books are going to 7 even, like it's football season. I still don't know why they do this, but you get this morning movement in Vegas. He's playing. He's playing. He's going to play.
It's going 9.5, though, when he doesn't play. And then the game lands 6.
Setup.
We'll be right back. Coach joins the fold. using the parlays against one another, right, and being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I look, I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
sort
Night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, game time decisions. Here with Dave Sharapan. Coach James Young will join us momentarily. Dave, baseball board, I didn't get a chance to ask you about it. What'd you circle?
I didn't even look yet today. This is one of those days. I didn't even look yet today. I'm still recovering. Yesterday was good.
All right.
Pirates won against the Braves, scored 11 runs, season high. And I said, oh, the Braves are going to win today. There's no question. If Pirates got one, I said, all right, maybe that. But I did do this. So Memorial Day is a big weekend. This is one of those spots in the season that you used to hear this all the time in the books. Now you hear it on mainstream media. My buddies over at the MLB Network gave me this yesterday. If you're in first place on Memorial Day, 53% of the time you win the division. 64% of the time you make the playoffs. So I'm out scouring futures on a few different teams where, you know, like not surprises, but Kansas City, pretty good baseball team, pretty good position. The American League West, can't make heads or tails of it, but I'm going, all right, is this is the time to maybe get some futures and positions. So today's one of those days where I got a little bit of time. Everybody's, home for the summer. The kids are home, staying out till late, Kevin. I got college age kids running around Vegas at night. So I got everybody sleeping in. So after we finish the show, it's do some work and maybe go shopping before the hockey game, basketball game tonight.
Here's where I'll close it then with you on the baseball. I have 3 tasks. Check the Royals game for me.
Okay.
Check the Yankees game for me. And then tomorrow or Monday, you and I will talk AL MVP because I think it's fascinating.
Oh.
Let's bring in Coach James Young. Last time this trio was here, JY went 2-1 on the baseball board. Do I dare? Do I dare, Coach? Do you know the Severinos throwing again? He was throwing last time we did this.
Here we go.
Listen, Mets had a big lead. Christian Scott looked good. They went to the bullpen, and all hell broke loose. I can't be
Look at him, baseball around the rim
right now. Baseball around the rim. Still BATR. Same name. Different name, same. You know what I mean. But listen.
Right.
I am all on
the
Mets to lose again.
All right, Mets are free.
Okay.
Mets are free. That's what we call that in the Walsh house.
They made the Yankees dogs again today, boys. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on?
Hey. No. Look, Coach is going to get a big fine. Big fine, Draymond Green style. Green style. He can't. He's done plenty of baseball. JY,
I'm not done yet. Kansas City on the money line on the road against Tampa Bay. I like them today. Kansas City playing over their heads at 33-19. Atlanta gets payback on Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Atlanta on the money line, and I'm going to take San Francisco. Jordan Hicks, who used to be with St. Louis, then last year with Toronto, on the money line at the Mets today. There's your baseball board. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. There you go. JY, 3 road teams. I'm worried about it. All right. Let's move past that. Let's do the NBA for crying out loud here. And JY, we were just talking, myself and Dave, about Tyrese Haliburton. And will he play? If he does, what does it look like? I'm curious your read on the situation here with the Pacers superstar being up in the air for the rest of this series, even certainly Game 3.
I mean, if you want to try and give it a go, but here's the thing that's really tough about the Pacers is they played the fastest pace in the NBA. So what do you do if you're Carlisle? Like, do you rein it back a little bit and not push the pace? I think if Haliburton plays, I would be looking at maybe at him being off the ball a little bit. If you still want to push the pace, maybe look at Andrew Nimrod's assist prop at 5.5. Maybe he becomes more of a distributor and a driver, and you let let him create. But right now, and looking at the board right now, like you can't even find Haliburton props because no one knows what's going to happen with him. So to me, Nimrod is the one you look at. Maybe TJ McConnell if you know he's not going to play.
Yeah, so there is Haliburton on DK, which is interesting. I don't know, if you want to be the Haliburton book, you know what I'm saying? But the McConnell stuff, Coach, it's adjusted. That's how I'd rather play TJ unders than overs right now because they're hanging McConnell with no Haliburton or closer to it than the other way, which Dave, they kind of have to, right? I mean, again, I feel like perfect world they post none of this stuff, but if they're going to post it, they're not going to let themselves get smashed.
Can't. It's so hard because it's a different number when he plays versus when he doesn't play. So you have to kind of make the assumption that he's not playing with the number and take the bets, let it fall where it may. But I'm telling you, I'm watching this line move on my odds screen right now. I think he's playing. That's my first indicator. Unless this is a morning setup to take all the dogs, money. They're picking it off at books all around the world, and it's going to drop below 7. I'm telling you right now, the Celtics -7. It's going to 6.5 at some point. So I think we'll get a report that he's going to play. I don't know how well he's going to play. Like JY just said, he can't do what he does.
Not to cut you off, but because again, this is what we all do, right? Dave appropriately reading the line, it's going Pacers. It has to be Haliburton. I'm looking through this and I didn't know this, so Drew Holiday got thrown on the injury report for a non-COVID illness. So now I'm thinking that's Drew's out, right? Which changes numbers. Right now, Celts should still be good. But again, look, the Celts would now be missing 2 starters out of their starting 5. Haliburton matters more. But basically, think of it like this, and I'm just going to go back to you first, Dave, just because you were kind of reading the number, and then I'll go to you, Coach. If I told you, right, the Celtics are missing 2 starters on the road, no Haliburton, 7 now doesn't sound crazy. Because add Haliburton, add Holiday, add Kristaps, we're probably like, I don't know, what are we, 8? We're right around this, so it kind of might be canceling out.
Yeah. It was 8.5, 9 in Boston. So
Yeah.
I thought it was a little high to begin with in Indiana when I saw the first number, 7.5. And it's coming down. JY, if Holiday don't play, how does that affect Indiana stuff?
Well, I think Indiana, if you have a healthy Haliburton, if he plays, I'm looking at him going over because I think Haliburton could get loose. But it's about how they use him. The interesting way to start looking at the flip side for Boston now, Derek Wright's assist price at 5.5 at plus 126. He may become more of the distributor ball handler. And then the other guy to look at, which they're not going to hang his numbers now, which I want to get on, is Peyton Pritchard. Over 1.5 made threes right now is plus 140. He's hit this. He gets an uptick in minutes. Peyton Pritchard could be the guy you can play. Maybe not the assist prop, maybe the points prop and the 3-point prop for Peyton Pritchard. Should get more minutes today.
Yeah, I'm going to look into this a little bit more during the break. Consig, I think you might be running. Appreciate it as always. Great stuff.
I got a 4-gamer for you. Phillies run line, Guardians money line, Yankees money line, Diamondbacks run line. That's your late night baseball parlay for the boys.
There you go. We're going to keep doing the NBA on the other side. Great stuff, Dave. Using the parlays against one another, right, and being able to get a little bit of juice, Consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you know, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer, too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, we're heavy in the mix here, which is absolutely what I love. Kevin Walsh, Coach James Young, JY and I had about 100 things we wanted to discuss. But the Drew Holiday stuff I think is super important, and I know Coach agrees. And, Coach, you've kind of been willing to bet Peyton Pritchard in this series regardless. There's a world he could be thrusted into a starting lineup. I wouldn't guarantee it, but if Drew misses, Kristaps is out, could this team then spin it to Peyton Pritchard? I think it's certainly on the board. JY, tell me kind of what you would do. No Holiday, no KP. Are you putting Peyton Pritchard in this starting lineup, or are you going a different direction?
Because I don't know where else you can go. I mean, do you go Sam Hauser in the starting lineup and then slide Derek Wright to the point guard spot? I mean, you could conceivably do that. There's no other way you can go. Luke Cornett's already doubtful, so you're not putting him in the starting lineup to play with Horford. So you can take that away. Tillman? I don't know. I think either or. Either it's Hauser in the starting lineup with big minutes for Peyton Pritchard, or Peyton Pritchard in the starting lineup. The thing about it is you have now two small guards in White and Pritchard. But it's not like Indiana's going to turn around and post up Haliburton, right? Like, they're going to do what they got to do. So if you look at the way that Indiana plays, I would go with Pritchard in the starting lineup. I mean, I've liked Pritchard's props over the three-point prop, Kevin, even before these news came out. I was basically just on the fact of he's going to get the minutes.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's what. So there's one game. Peyton started 5 games. Be very cautious with that. Okay? He's starting games next to Svi Mykhailiuk. We don't use those games. There was one game where their starting lineup was Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Al Horford, Peyton Pritchard. That's what we're talking about. They were in Portland. He played 30 minutes. He finished the game 5 of 11 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. And you know this, JY. Peyton getting thrusted into a starting lineup, he's the 5th scorer. You want to shoot him in front of Al? Okay, fine. It's 2 threes. It's a short number. Volume points-wise, I mean, it should get there, but it's really the rebounds and the assists because now you're just on the court significantly more. So, you have a 12.5 combo number for points, rebounds, and assists, which can get there whether he's off the bench or not. It's not a bad idea to play Pritchard 12.5. This is what I'm thinking, Coach, and kind of talking this out with you here. I don't know if it's a bad idea to play Pritchard 12.5 PRA right now. If Drew plays, you can still win the bet. If Drew sits, that number goes up to like 16, 17.5 maybe.
Yeah, I think you would play it now because, let's be honest, he can get you 9, 10 points regardless of what happens. And the rebounds and assists become extra. I would say this. I think 12.5 points, rebounds, and assists is something that you could play right now. And I would feel, honestly, very comfortable with it. He's gone over 9 of his last 15 games. And you know what? He'll get the minutes. So if you look at that, I would look at Pritchard over the 12.5 PRA. But, Kevin, I keep staring at this 1.5 made 3 plus money. And this is something where he's gone over last 4 games.
Yeah.
He's gone over 9 out of 15. He's gone over, and it's almost like, Kevin, game 2, it was second half. Game 1, we went bang, bang. Like, Peyton Pritchard, if he starts, Kevin, he may have 2 threes in the first 6 minutes because that may be the guy they leave alone because if Haliburton guards anyone, it's not going to be Derek White. Don't put him on Pritchard. He falls asleep. There's a couple of threes. I think 12.5 PRA is a play, but I also think 1.5 made threes regardless at plus 124 is a play as well.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating spot. As I told people off the top, and I love to be in the mix, but look, I don't come on here, I don't give you picks and then go home and not bet the games and not watch the games. I can't bet 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours off this game when we have all this up in the air. Now, there's stuff that we can do. The Pritchard stuff, again, kind of the thought is on whether it's points, it's PRA, it's threes, is he can hit these bets no matter what. It's that if he's starting, you're getting a great number. I'm interested in playing Pritchard. I'm not sure if I'll click. Can you tell me, Coach, anything else? Because before we let you get out of here, we're going to do a little WNBA, I'm sure. But is there anything else that you're betting in Celtics Pacers already, even though we have so much up in the air?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Miles Turner to go over 1.5 made threes. I think this is something where Miles will get the shot volume, and if there's no Haliburton, I think he's going to have to carry on more to scoring load because I don't think Siakam goes over 1.5 made threes over 11 of his last 15 games. 5 out of his last 9 versus Boston. I like Miles Turner to go over 1.5 made threes. I like the game to go over 222.5. If that is the number right now, I think this game Indiana's going to do what Indiana's going to do. I don't think it matters if Haliburton plays or not. I think do that. And then we've talked about Tatum, you and I. I think this is a game that JB has gone off. I think Tatum goes off today. I think he goes off today. I think if you're Rick Carlisle, you start to move the needle this way a little bit. Remember, folks, 29.5 games. Last game was the last time he didn't hit it. Previous 8 games, Kevin, he got to 30 plus. If Indiana's going to keep the pace, I think Tatum explodes, especially on the road. Tatum over 29.5 points.
Yeah, Tatum should bounce back. JY, let me get your thoughts on the Eastern Conference Finals MVP race that now has a new favorite. Despite the 2-0 Boston lead, Tatum at a plus price. You get Jaylen Brown now, minus 125.
I'm expecting Tatum to go off the next 2 games. This is going to get flipped. And all you need Tatum to do is go give you 35, 36 points tonight, and it's going to turn around. He'll be minus money. I'm going Jason Tatum to be the MVP, plus 115.
Really? You think JT still wins it in this series?
I think he's
All right,
about
I need
to
a
go
little
off.
more on that. I need a little more on that. I need a Coach, sneaky Tatum guy. Sneaky Tatum guy.
Tatum.
Interesting.
But
Yeah, we'll be right back right here on SportsGrid. Using the parlays against one another, right, and being able to get a little bit of juice consig, I found to be a little interesting.
Believe me, all the rhombuses and parallelograms are constantly trying to search and find out those things every day. It's one of the battles that you use, as you expand the menu, you encounter new battles.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
How fragile are these guys? It's amazing. They're supposed to be the greatest athletes in the world, and yet they can't walk and chew gum at the same time without getting hurt, for goodness sakes.
That Trout injury really is a bummer too, because people thought he was going to have a big year. And I don't feel bad for the Angels. I don't like Mike Trout in Anaheim. I thought he should have left when his contract was up.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, game time decisions, kind of a speed round here. Coach James Young, JY, let's lead off with this. Eastern Conference Finals MVP. You think Tatum still wins it? Tell me why.
I just think he's about to go off. I just think that you're going to get if I am Rick Carlisle, I'm going to tilt my defense a little bit more towards Jaylen Brown now. I think Jason Tatum goes off. And remember, folks, I mean, he was pretty good in game 1. Now, he did have that fourth quarter when he kind of was, but he played well in overtime. JB's has this because of the 40-point game. If Tatum turns around and goes off today, I think he retakes the lead. I hate Jason Tatum. I can't stand him. I hate all the Celtics. I hate Pat Foster. but I like Jason Tatum to get the MVP.
I'm not sure. Jay, he scores 35. Jalen scores 25. I don't know if that goes back to Jason Tatum. Maybe my head's in the clouds here. I feel like people are ready to vote Jaylen Brown. But I think that's good for Tatum if we're talking Finals MVP. Jay White, quick Western Conference Finals. You were in on Minnesota. You said T-Wolves in 7. It's 2-0 Dallas with both games in Minnesota. What's your takeaway?
Coach Finch. Oh, my God, Coach Finch. What are you doing? Kevin and I had a 20-minute phone conversation this morning, folks, just so you're aware about this topic. I think they completely fouled up their defense. And Kevin made a good point. Kevin's like, they got to play Rudy. I get it. You can't put Rudy in the situation where it's high pick and roll and you switch. You got to double it. You got to trap it. You got to switch over. Like, you can't let and put this guy on an island. You know what it reminds me of? You remember when Kemba Walker hit that three and against the guy in Pittsburgh and he fell to the ground and they said, "Pardon Kemba's"? When I saw the switch, I saw Rudy going down. And so I think I don't like how they approached the end of that game. It could easily be 2-0 the other way. The problem is Ant isn't playing well because I think he's run out of gas. I think Finch has been thoroughly outcoached down the stretch by Jason Kidd. And they can't stop Luka and Kyrie. Honestly, Kevin, I don't know if this goes back. I don't know if this goes past 5. I think you could have a split in Dallas, and then they win Game 5 at home, or Game 6 on the Game 5 on the road, or Game 6 at home. I think it's over.
How about that? And then WNBA. What are you really liking here? I know you and Scott are going to get into it today on BATR.
I like Liberty Lynx to go over 166.5. Number 3 team offensive efficiency in Liberty. Really bad performance against the Chicago Sky. Both teams score 89, 86 points a game. I do like that game to go over. Next, I think when you're looking at this game, Aces, if you can find it. Aces in the first half, minus 8.5. Ready? They're playing Caitlin Clark. They just played it back. They're playing it back-to-back. And the last time the Vegas Aces played, they lost by 10 to the Mercury. Yikes. Bad spot. Really, really bad spot. And then Mystic Storm, secretly, even though the Storm have all these girls that can score, they're not scoring. Mystics definitely can't score. But Coach Thibault's team can defend pretty well. Game goes under 159.5.
All right, last thing. People are demanding it, and I can't believe I'm giving in. Nationals Mariners, if you had to give a pick, what would it be?
Nationals Mariners? They want Coach to talk Nationals Mariners? Oh, my God.
Just go ahead.
Listen,
make
folks,
it quick.
I'm going Washington Nationals on the money line at home plus 142.
Good pick, brother.
Let's get it done.
All right, there we go. Great stuff. Coach James Young is on BATR coming up here. Let me run through this WNBA card for the people. Going the Connecticut Sun, team total under 82.5. This team coming off of an overtime battle against Minnesota. Go to the Sky. It's only the second game for the Sun on the road. Sky's opening game at home. I think we get lower scoring hoop here. I'll play it under 182.5. Give me the Wings +3. I think this is up to 4. I'm trying to sell high on the Phoenix Mercury, who are catching 3 at home to an Atlanta Dream team that I don't think is better than the Dallas Wings. So I'm going to take Enrique and the Wings +3. Props on Breanna Stewart over 21.5. Bounce back for the Liberty off of a loss. She was 5-2 over this prop off a loss last year, averaging 25.6 points per game. Skylar Diggins-Smith needs a nice night here, over 5.5 assists. Landed 5 last game, despite sitting the finals 5:49 of that game against the Fever. Doesn't happen again. She goes over 5.5 assists. Favorite bet in the W is late night in Vegas. Fever, Aces over 173. Juice. Aces could flirt with 100. Caitlin Clark and the Fever are getting better with each and every game, and they'll be in the mix here as well. Any other picks at the Kevin Walsh? BATR's next right here on SportsGrid.